Hi, everybody, and happy Macam Friday. Sorry, guys, I thought it was Monday, but happy Macam Friday to all of our guests. Like I said on Monday, and like it says in the description, we are having a special guest today. So let me go ahead and add her back to the stream. If you guys, I believe it was around 2 to 3 weeks ago that we had Zaria with us, but she is back again, and this is going to be a reoccurring event, which she's going to be with us every Friday at 4:30. So, like I said, this is Zaria, and today we're pretty much just going to be going over, different chess tutorials and different things like that. Well, James, I thought it was Monday. It's been a long week, but so yeah, so let's go ahead and get into that. So let me share my screen. I believe it's this one. Okay, yeah. So, like I already mentioned to Zaria, I'm going to be going over what we call the scholar's mate. Now, this is kind of just a quick way to open a game of chess, which leads to a quick way of winning the game of chess
But I'm
if
hungry.
your isn't prepared. Well, so yeah, we're just going to be going over that. It's pretty straightforward, and I will be also going over a way to kind of, if your opponent is doing this on you, I will show you ways to defend yourself from this attack. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get into that. So Zaria, as you can see, we're playing white and our opponent is black. So this opening is for if you're playing white specifically. So on our first move, okay, so do you remember like the difference between the files and the ranks and things like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the ranks and the files are essentially, or pretty much, they're like the first and the last name of the square on the board. So if you can see where this white pawn is right here, it's on E4. So the files are the letters. So it's A file, B file, C file, all the way through H. And then the ranks are the numbers. So rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 1, different things like that. And so the letter or the file always goes first. So it goes file, then the rank. So that's essentially the first and the last name. And so, like I said, this pawn right here is on E4. So this is an E file opening, okay, on the white side. So the pawn on E2 goes to E4. And do you understand like what I'm saying when I say E2 to E4 and then, okay. So let's go ahead and go back. So we're starting with the pawn on the E file E2, moving from E2 to E4. And then our opponent is going to move from E7 to E5. Now, as you can see, this opens up the queen, the white queen, and the white bishop as well, allowing them to be able to move out of that square, or their original squares. So then we are, once again, going to go ahead and move our bishop out to C4. So we're moving from F1 to C4. And then our opponent is going to move their knight from B8 to C6. Now, once I move my queen out, you always want to protect your pieces in chess. No matter what you're doing, you always want to protect your pieces. So, as you'll see, when I do go into this, the scholar's mate will not work unless you have your pieces protected. So let me just go ahead and show you that. So, as you've seen, I moved my queen from D1 all the way to H5. Now, our opponent is going to move their knight on G8 to F6. Now, after that happens, as you can see, we have now checkmated our king. And we did, or not our king, but our opponent's king. And we did that because, one, if you look, so we're going to run through CPR. Do you remember CPR? Like when it comes to chess?
I think it's castle, protect, retreat.
Close, definitely close. So it's capture, protect, and retreat. So, and then
Does
we
it?
always, huh?
I was saying, doesn't capture start with a K?
No, it starts with, so CAPTURE. So with that, capture, protect, and retreat. So that's whenever your king is being threatened, I guess you can say, that is what you should always run through. So capture, protect, and retreat. So as you can see, our opponent, or technically we are threatening our opponent, if that makes sense, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So we're threatening our opponent's king right here. And so we're going to pretend that we're black and run through CPR just to see how we checkmated our opponent. Okay, so capture. If you capture my queen right here on f7, you technically, okay, so in the game of chess, you cannot capture, you can't move yourself in a check. And so as you can see, with our bishop being on c4, we are protecting our queen right here. So you can't capture it because that bishop is still right there. Okay, and that's tying back to what I was saying previously with, you know, us not being able to, or not, sorry, not being able to, but with chess, you always want to protect your pieces. That's one of the most important things with chess is protecting your pieces. So with that, we have our queen protected by this bishop right here. So let's go through capture. You can't capture this piece. Protect, there is no piece that you can move to protect your king. So then retreat, you can't, or retreat or run, however you want to think about it. You can't move anywhere because moving to e7, our queen does move horizontally or side to side, however you want to remember it. So that stops it from being able to move anywhere, therefore making it a checkmate move. Does that make sense? Okay, so would you like to run through it one more time, or you want to just go into our openings?
We can go through to the next step.
Okay. So once again, just before we do continue on, this is a scholar's mate. And so pretty much it's just an opening that can lead. Oh, hold on. Actually, sorry. Before we do go into the next part, I did say I was going to like kind of show a way to deflect, or I got to stop using big words, to kind of stop this from happening. So, and like I said, this is the white side's opening. And then we can go into a chess lesson that will show you how to do this on black and white, or on the black side as well as the white side. So let me just go ahead and skip to about like right there. Now with this, okay, let's say that you were playing black and your opponent is white. Now, if you see this setup right here with their bishop on c4 and their queen on h5, you can easily stop this by moving your bishop, or sorry, not your bishop, your pawn on g7 to g6 right here, because that is not only threatening the queen, but also forcing her to move away from that, which is protecting this f7 pawn right here, which is thus protecting your king, okay? But so yeah, now that we have gone over that, I'm just gonna go ahead and stop sharing this screen so that I can share another screen, a different screen. So like I did say, we are going to be going over just different ways, like different kind of tutorials kind of thing. Also, Zaria, if you know, chess lessons, sorry, but let me know, if this is effective for you, or, kind of what you want to get into as well, because I do want to, make this interesting for you as well. So, and with that being said, I'll let you choose which one you want to get into. So we're gonna, we can go all the way to we're gonna go to new to chess and then beginner. So you can choose whichever one out of those two categories that you want to. So we can go into how to move the pieces, playing the game, opening principles, winning the game, capturing pieces, finding checkmate, or intro to book openings. So you can choose whichever one. You want me to reread them again? Because I kind of did go kind of fast. Okay.
Can we do how to capture a piece?
This one right here, right? Capturing pieces?
Yes.
Okay. So, and then the thing is with these lessons, there are videos. So it's like a walkthrough kind of. So it'll teach you, there's a video that will teach you how to, sorry, it's a video that kind of explains what the topic is. And then after that, we'll go into challenges. So, you see, I'm kind of trying to see how I can get you. Well, okay. So actually today you probably won't need your chess.com account, but I'll just have you tell me which piece to move, because this account has the different like lessons and stuff like that we're getting into, okay? But so pretty much this is a video, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And so we're going to watch this video together. And then after that, we're going to get you into the challenges and stuff, okay? Okay, so let me just go ahead and play the video. But let me make sure that I am sharing my screen. I mean, not my screen, sharing my sound. Let me see here. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't sharing the sound, so let me just go ahead and go back and do that. Okay, so here we go.
In chess, you are constantly capturing pieces and making trades on the chessboard. But how do you know if you should capture or trade? Obviously, the queen is the most valuable piece, but what about the other pieces? Fortunately, there is an easy way to evaluate trades based on a numerical value for the pieces. Let's take a look. Each pawn is worth 1. You can think of this as $1 if it helps. The knights are worth 3, and the bishops are worth 3. So basically, the knights and bishops are the same, though in many positions, bishops are better, and in some positions, knights are better. Rooks are worth 5 points, and queens are worth 9. Well, what about the king? It's worth the whole game. Let's review that. Pawns are worth 1, knights are worth 3, bishops are also worth 3, rooks are worth 5, and the queen is worth 9. Let's take a look at a few positions and decide whether it is a good or bad idea to trade pieces. In this position, does white have any trades? Yes, white could trade a rook for a queen. Is this a good trade? Absolutely. This is a great trade for white. White gave up a 5-point piece, the rook, for a 9-point piece, the queen. White gained 4 points from that trade. In this position, white has the chance to trade a rook for a knight. Is this a good trade? White gives up a 5-point piece, capturing a 3-point piece. It's not such a good trade. White loses 2 points out of that trade. Let's take a look at one more position. In this position, white can play rook takes d8, trading a rook for a rook. Is this a good trade? An even trade isn't bad. And let's say the bishop recaptures, offering a bishop trade, and another even trade happens, bishop for bishop. After all of these trades, white did not win any material. Both sides traded 1 rook and 1 bishop each. Notice white was up a pawn before all these trades happened, so white's position is still pretty good. But was there a better way white could have handled this position? Let's take a look. When you have a chance to capture or trade pieces, remember to look at all of your options first. Was rook takes d8 white's only option to trade pieces? Look at white's bishop. White could have played bishop takes d8. White trades a bishop worth 3 points for a rook worth 5 points. Remember, it is usually a good idea to capture with your least valuable piece first. Let's say black recaptures with the rook. White now has the chance to trade rooks, 5 points for 5 points. Is this a good trade for white? You might think it's just even, but remember this idea. When you are ahead in material, it's good to trade pieces. When you are behind in material, you should avoid trades and keep the position complicated. Since white is up material, this is a good idea to trade rooks. White now has a much better endgame. White is up a rook for a bishop and has an extra pawn. Now that you've learned the value of the pieces, let's see if you can use these values to decide whether or not to trade pieces.
Okay, so I know that was a long video. Some videos are longer than others when it comes to the tutorials and everything like that. But so like I said, after each video, like it gives like a kind of an overview of what the challenges are and what you're going to kind of get into, I guess you can say. And so then after that, it does provide you with challenges. So now we're going to go ahead and get into those challenges. So like I said, I'll read the description that he says, or technically his comment, and then after that, I'll have you tell me what piece to move. And that's only because, we'll use your chess.com account more when me and you play games, but because this is a paid version of chess.com, I have more access to certain stuff, okay? So like I said, just tell me which piece you want to move, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so it says white to move, so it's white to move. With white to move, there are several captures available. Can you find a capture that wins material for white? So based on that little comment, Zaria, can you find which piece do you think moving would give you more material than not, if that makes sense? And it's once again, it's white to move. And you're still on mute too. I don't know if you were talking.
So what did you say? You were talking a little fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, okay, so it's white's move, and it says, with white to move, there are several captures available. Can you find a capture that wins material for white? So based on, what the video was talking about and stuff like that, when you do capture a piece, you either want to trade for an equal amount or you want to gain a higher amount. But in this case, white is trying to make a capture that wins them material, so it wins them more points. So, what piece can white capture? So what black piece can white capture to get them more material or more?
What chess piece is 8 in the 8 row and D? It's black.
Okay, so D8, this is the queen right here. And just again to reiterate, like when you're naming the pieces, and I'm not trying to pick on you, I'm just saying, when you're naming the pieces, so you always go the letter first and then the number. So it would be D8, okay? But so yeah, on D8, it's a queen. And so then too, when doing this, you think about the value, like the amount of points. So do you remember how much? Do you remember how many points the queen is worth?
9.
Okay. So what piece, if I capture or if you capture the queen, what piece would give you? I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. So capturing the queen would give you more points than capturing what? If that makes sense. That probably didn't make much. But
Can I do the bishop?
this bishop right here on H4.
Oh, that's a bishop.
Oh, what piece were you thinking about?
Bishop.
The bishop. There isn't another bishop on the board I don't see other than this one.
It's the king's most trusted servant. I forgot.
But do you want to capture the queen with the bishop on H5 or H4? You say yes? And so that was right. So the bishop to D8 or D, okay, and then I don't know if you can see this. Okay. I'm going to actually change the view so that you see it a little bit more. Is that clearer to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So all that did was pretty much just remove our screen. And then too, if you look right here, this X means capturing. So the bishop capturing on D8, which is right here, is correct. It says, great job. White trades the bishop, which is 3 points, for the queen, which is 9 points. So, hold on, give me 1 second really quickly. Okay. So now, let's get into the next one. So it says white to move. With white to move, can you find a way to win material? So it's the same thing, but just once again, it's white to move. Moving what piece would give you more points, or capturing what piece rather?
I'm trying to go for the queen again. Okay. But I don't see the queen.
The queen is right here on E7.
Oh. But I don't
and
see.
that's the thing too, because I went through most of these already, and my thing, what I was doing, which kind of led me in the wrong direction actually, was I was trying to always go for the higher pieces. Now, one thing that I have learned while going through is it's important to really look at all of your pieces. So yeah, I'm not saying that's wrong or right. I'm not saying you want to always look at all the pieces.
Diagonally, but you can only move but that's not my team.
And plus, it is white's move too. I don't know if you heard me. And so one that I see, well, actually, I'll let you go ahead. Never mind. So, okay, do you want me to kind of, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
What's the piece on G8?
G8 right here, that is the king. Sorry, I know it's a little cut off at the top.
So I was talking about on the white side, but that answers my question too.
So, okay, so just looking right now, if you see right here on G2, there is a bishop. Now that is threatening this rook. Oops, dang. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. But okay, so okay, so as you can see right here on G2, there is a bishop, and it is I guess threatening the rook on A8. Okay, and so then too, just going back to the value of pieces, the rook is worth 5 points and the bishop is worth 3. So if I were to capture, it says so bishop capturing on A8. You got it. Well, it's correct. So white trades a bishop that is worth 3 points for black's rook, which is worth 5 points. So when doing this, you always want to look at which point or which piece is worth more. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to get into the next one. So once again, it is white's move, and it says white's knight has 4 possible captures. So it's talking about this knight right here on D5. So do any of these moves win material for white? Now, before we get back into it, or before you start thinking about it, do you remember how many points the knight is worth?
No.
Okay,
5?
so, no, the only point or the only piece that is
3.
worth, yeah. So the only only piece that's worth 5 points is the rook. But okay, now you can go ahead and look.
So it can only move in an L shape.
An L or a 7. Think about it.
So I can go up 3 spaces and then down 3 spaces and then capture the pawn.
Well, no, it's only either up or down 2 squares. So 1, 2, and then over. Actually, no, I'm tripping. Yeah, no, so 2. So 1, 2, and then 3, or 1, 2, and then 4.
How much is the rook for?
5.
3. So I'll go 1, 2, then over.
Okay, so
to go to the rook.
Okay, so moving from D5 to C3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is right. White traded a knight, which is worth 3 points, for black's rook, which is worth 5 points. So, okay, now, so white's a move. In this position, black has an annoying knight on D4. And the knight on D4 is right here. And it says, can you find a way to eliminate this knight and gain material? So pretty much your objective, or what you're trying to do, is capture that knight while also winning material. Or winning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's white's.
White's move. Okay. So the annoying knight on D4. And then how much? Oh, but they can't move diagonally.
Well, what piece can't move diagonally?
The pawns.
Well, the only time they move diagonally is if they're capturing. So.
Or attacking. Ooh, can we do the pawn? Since it's due 1 point.
The only thing with that is this pawn is moving forward, because if you look, pawns always start on the second rank. So that means it is going up. If that makes sense. It's going upwards, up towards the end of the board rather than coming down. So it can't move diagonally. It can only go diagonally these ways. But there's nothing there.
The bishop can move diagonally any spaces of squares they want, but it's not on the white. It's not on the square. But I was about to say, if it was on the white square, we can attack the king.
Yeah, but we're trying to get it. We're trying to get rid of this knight right here. You want to use a hint?
Sure.
So it says white has 2 rooks lined up against black's knight. Is a rook worth more than both a knight and a bishop combined?
No.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure the hint is saying to go ahead and capture. And then with that being said, okay, so that I know that was kind of fast, but so there was a rook right here on d2. And so we moved the rook from d2 to d4, which captured the bishop, or not the bishop, the knight that was right there. Then the bishop that was on g7 came and attacked that knight here. That's why there's a bishop right there now. So it says, fantastic. It looks like white is losing material by trading a rook for black's knight, but white will be up material after the next capture. So based on that, and based on like the lineup of the pieces, what do you think the next capture should sit?
To be honest, I don't even know.
Okay. So we'll go through all the pieces really fast. So, and then also keep in mind that we are trying to win material. And when it says win material, pretty much it's just saying win points. So with this, once again, I did not mean to do that. This pawn right here on c5, it's only moving toward the a flank. So it can't go backwards, it can't capture backwards. This pawn right here on a3, it doesn't have anything to capture on b4, so that's eliminated. This same with the pawn on b2, it doesn't have anything to capture. This knight right here, it doesn't have anything to capture within, you know, its moving area, I guess you can say. I mean, it does have this pawn right here on a4, but that's not winning. That's not really, you know, a good trade. And then let's see here. So then we can go to this rook right here on d1. So if we move from d1 to d4, do you think that's a good idea? Okay. So great work. White traded a rook, which is worth 5 points, for a knight and a bishop. And so a knight, which is worth 3, plus a bishop, which is worth 3, is 6 points. So technically, we got 1 extra point. Is all of this making sense to you?
Half of it, yes.
Okay, so do you have any questions that you want me to answer?
It's just sometimes I forget how much pieces are worth. I know the king is worth the whole game. I know, and I know the queen is worth 9.
Okay, and so are those the only 2 that you know?
And the pawn is worth 1, and the knight is worth 3.
So one way that I kind of like to remember it, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be helpful, but the knight and the bishop are worth the same amount. So the knight and the bishop are both worth 3 points, and the rook is worth 5. So I'm trying to think, because I know when I was in school, like, this is kind of literacy, but, you know, I'm still going to tell you. So, like, you know what similarity means, right? Or similar? Okay. So, and then you know how, like, similar and same, they both start with S, which kind of makes it, you know, easier to remember those 2. So, rook and 5. I can't really think of anything to keep those 2, you know, for you to remember those 2. Rook 5. Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't know. I just kind of had to remember it, I guess. If you want, you can always like write it down until you remember it. But yeah. So the queen is worth 9. The rook is worth 5. The bishop and the knight are worth 3, and then the pawn is worth 1. But I mean, other than like because you know, when we go through these challenges and everything, I can, you know, kind of walk you through the amount of pieces or tell you how much they're worth. So other than that, do you have any other questions? Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the next one, and then after that, we're gonna start a whole different segment. Okay. All right. So once again, it's white's move. So white's knight on d4, which is right here, is in trouble. Should white capture the pawn on b5, which is right here, or is there a stronger defense for white? So once again, just to kind of, you know, reread what everything was saying, the white knight on d4 is in trouble, and is in trouble because this rook right here on d8 is threatening to capture this rook right here on d4. So once again, just to go over that, the rook is worth 5. This knight right here is worth a total of 3 points. So it says, should white capture the pawn on b5, which is right here, or is there a stronger defense for white? So based on the setup of all of your pieces, what do you think would be the best?
I was kind of thinking to capture the king, so the rook would have to go to another place and protect the king.
Well, okay, so this one, the knight is the one that's not protected. So that's the one that you're trying to protect. I was only showing you, like, because the rook right here is what's threatening the knight.
Maybe we would capture the pawn right there
On b5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So it says knight capturing on b5 is incorrect. White lost material by trading a knight, which is worth 3 points, for a pawn that's worth 1 point. Find a better defense. So, and don't be sad or anything like that, because I've definitely gotten some of these wrongs too. So if you want, either you can try again, or we can go ahead and go into a hint.
I'll try again first.
Okay.
The
So
rook. No, I can't do that.
what were you thinking?
Just to go attack the rook,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I can't go just straight.
So, when doing this, you kind of want to look at ways that the bishop is, or not, sorry, not the bishop, I don't know where that came from, where ways that the knight is able to move. So, with them being able to move 2 squares down and then one to the left or one to the right, that might help you decide where to move.
Can we skip over players?
Mm-hmm. With only the knight. I'm glad that you asked that question. So the knight is the only piece that's able to jump over other pieces. So with that being said,
maybe we can go. Wait. No.
What were you thinking this time?
To go to the other knight. That's right there.
What are you, right here?
Yeah.
So the only way that you can get close to it is moving right here to e6. Is that what you want to do?
Sure.
So it says this move does not save the knight. Try again. And as you can see, it's only not saving it because it's moving it in a direction towards it still being attacked. So you want to go into a hint now?
Yes.
So, well, sometimes these hints don't really be helping that much. It says find a move that safely guards the knight. I mean, it's kind of helpful, but not. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the solution, okay?
D4.
Yeah, but so that's where the knight is right here is on D4. So the solution says, okay, so the solution is to move the pawn on E2 to E3. And that's because if the rook still decides, okay, you know what, I'm going to capture, then it's protected by this pawn. So if it captures, I'll be able to capture that rook. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but for some reason, I think of chess as basketball.
How?
Because, there's teams first, and the pawn's attacking one of the players. The player needs to protect the other player and try to get the ball to the basket, which is taking the king.
Do you play basketball?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty cool. I've never heard that before, actually. I've heard chess compared to a lot of different things, but not basketball. But that's like an interesting way to think of that. I've never even thought of it like that. But yeah, definitely can think of it like that. Okay, so, and then just, sorry, not to be, all in your business, but how long have you been playing basketball?
To be honest, I've been playing it for a few years, but I don't know how many years I have been playing it.
And what grade are you in?
I'm in 4th grade.
Okay. Do you want to be like a basketball player when you grow up, or is it just like,
I have many different things I want to be when I grow up.
Like what? Sorry. Let me know if you don't want to answer these questions, but I'm just kind of interested.
Like, to be honest, I kind of want to be a professional chess player.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is definitely a good way to get you started on that. So, okay. We're gonna go ahead and get into the next lesson. So, as you can see, and do you like doing these challenges and the videos and different stuff like that?
I like to play chess, but yes, I do like these.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. It is 2 minutes long, 2 minutes and 43 seconds. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and get into pretty much exactly what we just did, which is the challenges and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead.
When are we gonna be able to play chess?
Well, I mean, if you want to, we can play now. But I was kind of, just you want to play now? Okay. So, do you still have your chess.com account up?
Yes.
Okay. So let me go ahead. Maybe we can get back into these like openings and different stuff like that later. I'm gonna go ahead and send you a new game, and then now, and the only reason why I'm kind of doing these is because I want to kind of teach you, not teach you, but kind of let you in on different ways to open, the game and different. So yeah. All right, so I'm pretty sure it's just Zaria T, right?
Yes.
So I just sent it. And to our viewers, if you guys want to, play me or, do what Zaria's doing and we can have our own one-on-one, just leave that in the comments or, anything like that, reach out to me and I will definitely be open to it.
So it's supposed to be in my messages, right?
Yeah, it should be once you log in at the top, like top left, it should say that you have an invite. But we like today maybe okay, so what we can do just so that once again it's interesting for you, we can do like one challenge, like one tutorial kind of thing and then play a game right after. Would that be interesting if we did it that way instead of just going over straight tutorials?
Yes. But I am not seeing. I'm not seeing it.
You have okay, so you're logged into your account, right?
Yes.
And so at the top left, you see where it says chess.com?
Yes.
Does it say like a 1 right there or anything?
Oh yeah. I clicked it.
Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen again so that our viewers could watch and see. Okay. So, all right, now our viewers can see. So I am white, so I'm going to go ahead and start by moving there. Okay. Okay, so I'm showing you this. I'm letting you know right now. If you remember what we were doing earlier, as far as because earlier I showed you that this is called the scholar's mate. And so if I move my queen to the space right here on F7, that will be checkmate. Okay. So just letting you
try
know
not to checkmate me.
well, you got to protect yourself. So once again, like once you're in check, run through CPR. So capture, protect, and then retreat. So the piece that's attacking your king is my queen right here on H5. And your timer is running, but I did set it for 30 minutes, so just as a heads up. So one way that you can running through CPR, you can't necessarily capture my piece because of the placement that it's in, but you can protect your king, and you can't necessarily run either. So your only option right now is to protect. So, yeah. And like I said, your timer is running.
Oh man.
I tried to tell you, but like I said, we do have 30 minutes on these ones. And so you do have 28 minutes and 12 seconds left.
Can the bishops move however long they want?
Mm-hmm. But neither one of your bishops can move because they're still being blocked by your pawn. Okay, good. And then that's what I kind of showed you too earlier, is when you are presented with this, you can attack that way. And with your pawn being right there, it's forcing me to move my queen, because even if I capture, and this goes into the value of pieces that we were just going over. If I captured your pawn right here on G6, you would be able to capture my queen using your pawn, and that's definitely not an equal trade. So I'm going to go ahead and move my queen right there.
Yeah, you better be glad. Retreat. You guys only have the option to retreat.
And it is your timer's running again.
Whatever happened to shoot? How long do we have until we are done?
About 15 minutes.
Okay, excuse me, because my timer is about to run out because it's my mom's computer and she has a time limit set up on this computer.
How much longer?
15 more minutes. 15
okay.
more minutes. Oh, I swear I'm done. Did you move?
Yeah. So what I'm doing, I guess I can kind of I don't know. I'm not going to really let you in on what I'm doing. I'm going to just see how you do. What I'm going to tell you is I'm building my pieces, if that makes sense. Okay. Oh yeah, you can't pass it. Okay, you're right. And then too, I'm my next move
She
is
did it.
But
she took me.
Girl, you tried to take me, but I had to come back. But one thing is, as you guys seen, I was trying to castle and it didn't let me, and that's because one of the rules of castling is you cannot castle out of check. You can't castle into check, castle out of check. Those aren't the only two rules, but that's why I wasn't able to do it, because I was castling out of check. If that makes sense. So it is your turn again, Zaria.
Please don't take me.
No, I'm not gonna take you.
Did you?
Yeah. Sorry, I'll start letting you. I did move again.
Where can this move?
Oh
yeah. Your king is endangering my queen. No. No. Only if I can move right there, I could take your queen. I mean your king, and then you lose.
What part are you looking at? Because you know that you're black, right? So my
Yeah.
queen is, because my queen is attacking your king.
Oh, that's the queen, not the king. Where? So I need to attack.
So okay, this is again another example of CPR. So if your king is being attacked, you always want to CPR first, which is capture, protect, and then retreat. So you chose to retreat, and like I went over to, you always want to go CPR first in that order. So capture first, protect next, and then retreat. So just saying. And then one way that you could have did that too, I'm kind of trying to talk so I can let my timer run down so we can have more of an even playing field. But so okay, if you see that your king right here, which was on F8, capture. Based on how I'm set up, I don't see any of your pieces that are able to capture my piece. However, protect wise, you could have moved your knight right here to F6, but you know that's just something that you could have potentially did. I moved again.
No. Because you're going to take my queen. I mean, my pawn. And that's not an even trade. So,
I'm not gonna take your pawn because, like you said, that's not an even trade, and I'm just not gonna do it. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, and so you move right there. Now, me personally, I wouldn't have moved right there simply because I can come and capture your pawn right here, 5, which puts your king in check.
No!
And I'm tempted to do it. I mean, okay, after that, I'm kind of let you breathe for a little minute. But yeah. And then
checkmate?
Huh?
Am I in checkmate?
No, not checkmate, but you are you were in check. One thing about me too, I am more of an offensive player, meaning, and you know, with basketball, you know what that means. But I kind of
See, this is kind of like basketball.
Yeah, you can definitely think of it like basketball. Like I said, I've never heard of anyone compare it to basketball, but now that you know, explained it and everything like that, I can definitely understand why you look at it that way.
And you even said offense. There's offense and defense.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I definitely, but I did move.
You just trying to distract me so I could get killed.
No, I told you I said I was gonna let you breathe. I took another one of your pieces, but
all the shame. Shame on you. Shame.
So do you have like 8 more minutes left on the computer's timer?
I think so. I don't keep track of the time. The computer keeps track of it. Not me. The computer.
I'm looking again.
I can't move right there by that pawn. I'm in your kingdom. I'll trade you your bishop for my knight.
I moved again.
It's so mean.
Girl, you keep trying to come for me, so I can't let you have it, especially not my rook. I really love rooks. Like, I don't know. I think rooks and queens are definitely one of my favorite.
Oh no, because can't your knight take my queen?
Not based on where you are.
So I'm gonna be right here on. You see?
No, because I'm sharing my screen. Just tell me where it is. Like, use the letter.
I'm just gonna be on E4.
So if you move to E4,
will your knight be able to take my queen?
No, because it's too far.
No, but there's a knight on 3H.
Yeah,
right?
But you said moving to E4, right?
Oh, I mean
D4.
I mean
F4.
I'm just don't take me, okay? I'm not trying to take you. I'm gonna move right there.
Oh, okay, so that's H4. But no, actually I can't take you. But depending on what you're trying to do, I might have to take you pretty soon. But I'm gonna let you chill for a little minute because I am taking a lot of your pieces. But if you start trying to take stuff, then you gonna get taken too. Just so you know. But okay, let me go ahead and move my remove my queen.
Last time you checkmate me on purpose.
I haven't even checkmated you yet.
No, but last time.
Oh, I really didn't because I remember that too. I was like, okay, I don't know. I didn't mean to do that though. Like, you mean the last time that we played a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Like, I knew that it was gonna check you. Oh, it's your turn too, by the way. But I knew that I was putting you in check, but I didn't know I was checkmating.
And why'd you take my queen?
I didn't take your queen. It's still right there.
Was that an even trade?
I'm trying to remember what piece was right there.
A bush up. Yeah.
Not
Bush
really.
up with the big line.
You kind of took some. I mean, you got 3 points, but I'm still up points. I have more points.
I know. She took my pieces and I'm giving them. Beat her in chess, but not really. Because I am so many points behind.
Just because you're behind points doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to win or that you can't win.
I'm going to beat her in chess. I might beat her in chess if she doesn't checkmate me again on purpose.
Well, I moved again too, just so you know.
Queen. I did not move. I'm not gonna take you. Please don't take me. No, I'm meaning to do this.
All right, I'm finna go ahead and stop playing because not like that, but I'm finna go ahead and start making some moves.
Okay. Oh no, because that would put her right back in the spot. Dang! But you're gonna take my queen anyways because I'm gonna be by your bishop. Like, by the king.
Try it. See what happens.
I don't think that's a bishop. Is that a bishop?
That was a pawn. But I did take your queen, though. And that's what I'm saying, too. When you have pieces, you always want to protect them. So if you would have protected your queen with,
I have 2 minutes left.
Well, do you want to just finish the game? You want to end it? How do you want to do it?
I want to finish this game
Okay.
and try to checkmate you.
Okay. Well, you do have. It is your turn. I mean.
She took my queen and she didn't even trade me jack. I don't have any more pieces. All the shame on you. I only have a knight, a king, which I'm trying to protect. A bishop, a rook, and some pawns.
It's your turn again.
My king, I'ma knock you out. How do you protect? I mean, capture. Capture one,
I like
two.
that you're going through CPR first.
1, 2. 1, 2. No, but if I moved my king one space up by like diagonally by your knight that you just moved, you would be able to take me, right?
If you move it where?
So you see where my king is?
Mm-hmm.
I move it one space up.
So to F7.
Yes.
And then what were you saying? If it's on F7?
Will you be able to take me?
No.
Okay. Well, my time is up.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know. Can you just remove me out of this meeting?
Okay. Let me see. Okay. So, as you guys seen, we did have another special guest today. And like I was saying, on Monday, we will be, so Zaria is going to be here with us every Friday at 4:30. It might be a little bit like 4:35, 4:32, somewhere around there. But yeah, she is going to be here every Friday at 4:30. Now, as you guys seen, we were playing chess together. So if you guys want to do that, like, have our own game together, or if you want to go over like the tutorials or, whatever the case may be, let me know. You guys can comment, leave comments, reach out to me. Zaria did email me. Well, Zaria's mom did, but we've been in contact. So if you guys want to have your own game with me or anything like that, just let me know, and we can definitely get that set up. Now, I will most likely be on once again at 7 o'clock so that we can have our own personal, chess games together. So I just want to say real quick, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Thank you for our commenters that commented, even though it's the same person, but thank you, James, for commenting. Y'all keep commenting. I want this to be, like I was saying to Zaria, I want this to be fun for everybody, not just me. So if you guys have any suggestions, any requests, anything like that, just let me know. And, because this is for you guys, not only just me. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in. If I'm not back again at 7 o'clock, then I will be back on Monday. But regardless of what happens, have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good rest of your day. And I will see all of you guys on either 7 or Monday, whichever way it works. But bye, guys.